Aww. Welcome to Hades Soul Love Story. Your mission is to start true love between Jeff Andy and Lottie Soul. Please type your answers. Does Lottie turn left to patio or turn right to exit? Right. Nice move. Does Lottie walk to Jeff Andy in corner or stand with friends? Walk. Lottie walks over to Jeff Andy. Does Jeff Andy share that he's on a prayer call talking about Jesus, pretend like it's nothing, or compliment Lottie on her beauty? Share, pretend, or compliment? Share. True friendship, marriage, 7 kids.
Can a coding novice become someone companies actually want to hire? Let's find out together.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
All right, just finished day 3. My jacket's messed up.
Here's what I studied, what clicked, what's still hard, and one takeaway. Today in my Python bootcamp, I went over conditional statements, logical operators, code blocks, and scope. I relearned the fundamentals like if, else, comparison operators like greater than and less than, and logical operators like and, or, not, modular operators like the ampersand sign, which is very handy when determining even and odd numbers. I also learned how to sketch out logic visually before representing it as code using Draw.io's flowchart maker, but more on that later. Today in SQL, I practiced filtering with between, in, and pattern matching with like, ilike, and the regex operator. I got familiar with regex symbols and practiced with real searches in my PostgreSQL using this database. Just so we could see what's here, I'll select all from the customer table, and we see here that we have customer ID, store ID, first name, last name. Let's make a query with like. The difference between like and ilike is that like is case sensitive, whereas ilike is case insensitive. Wow, that's a tongue twister. So you see here, I'm selecting the first name and the last name from the customer table, where first name like quote E ampersand. And what this means is that E is the first character in the string, and any number of characters after it will fit the description. And address ID greater than 500. This was a question that I was answering, so I just wrote the query for it. And I ordered by the customer ID in descending order. So here's the output, and here's the same query using regex. I actually came across something like this in Python where I had to use regex in a technical interview, so this hit a personal note. All right, here's what clicked. All right, so you kind of saw it in the beginning, but I ended by creating my own choose your own story game called the Hades Soul Love Story, because it's the story of how I met my wife. And then I had my wife play the game, which showed me that with simple logic and fundamentals, you can create fun. I used Python's print function to print out some ASCII art. ASCII art for the intro, but the real sauce is the logic I was going to be applying to the user inputs. Now I'm presenting my flowchart. Welcome to the Hades Soul Love Story. Your mission is to start true love between Jeff Andy and Lottie Soul. First question, does Lottie turn left to the patio or right to exit? Logic for right and the logic for left. Jumping to my Python, you see this if statement is turning left, and if we turn right, game over.
Game over.
Jumping back to the logic, does Lottie walk to Jeff Andy in corner or stand with friends? If she stands, then they never meet, game over. Walk, then it goes to the next question. Jumping to the code is just a nested if-else statement. Remember, these indents are what indicate it being nested. And then, so this is gonna be an if, else if, and an else. So we have pretend, share, complement, or even anything else. And we have share, this is the result. If complement is chosen, it goes, let's see, here we have the complement. If complement, Lottie thanks him for compliment and says goodbye. Very simple, but again, these are all bricks, and bricks are how you create skyscrapers.
Very nice.
What is still hard? Patience. Persevering in patience. You want to make the next Facebook, you want to make the next DeepSeek, the next ChatGPT, but trust the process. Don't skip steps. Don't jump to the solution. You're developing a muscle. Which brings me to the takeaway of the day. Growth happens from one level to the next, from faith to faith. As it is written, the just shall live by faith. I love this principle because it reminds me that everyone is growing, so I'm right where I need to be. Looking forward to growing tomorrow. See y'all on day 4.